Oh, is it?
It is. You better believe it, mister. We're in
Mhm.
progress. Progress
I
is the
like
key.
I like being in progress. It's a thing I like.
Yeah, that seems like a good status update. You know, people are like, what are you up to? Be like, I'm in progress.
I'm in progress.
That just shuts down the conversation. You
Yeah.
know, you're like, all right, well, not buying pot from that fucking guy.
Yeah.
So, hey, everybody, welcome. Another fun filled, exciting episode of This is the Future.
Unfortunately.
That's right. I'm sure there's a lot of unfortunate shit going out right outside your door there. A lot of
Mhm.
unfortunate things to find. We'll try not to point out too many of them, but let's see.
We'll see what we could do.
We usually find something.
It's true.
Um, if I look like I just took a nap, I did, and just like every other show, I look like I just took a nap, but this time I actually just took a nap. So it's kind of cool. I think this is just my new face. This is just what I'm working with from here on out. Like, did you just wake up? Yep. And then another 10 years, it'll be like, are you feeling okay? And
Right.
then and then it'll be like, Tony's dead. Like, oh,
He he looks like he's dead. Well, he is.
I haven't
He's
seen
dead.
Tony's face in a while. It's dead. He's dead.
Well, it's
Gone.
it's either in that dirt or it's in a lot of pieces in a crevasse a crevasse.
Yeah, and if I fell into a crevasse, it's because I did fall. I didn't jump. I hate the edge of things. I'm okay with heights if I'm gonna fall, if I'm gonna jump off, or if I know I'm gonna exit. But if
Mhm.
I'm just there to get a view, I'll stay in the back. I'd rather have another person in front of me, so if they fall, I can ride them down. You know,
Oh,
kind of
I
like a
love
yeah.
I love writing people.
That's what I heard. Speaking of the reason I fell, it's kind of funny, and I don't mean any harm to Louis C.K., but it's funny to me that I wanted to find his new special,
Yeah.
so I found it.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's called, and I
Yeah.
started watching it, and I'm sorry, but I fell asleep. I got fucking tired, man. It's funny. I was really laughing, but somehow I went from laughing to snoring within like 30 seconds. It was crazy.
Like, it's because you didn't like the special, or was
No,
it
I
just
do like it. I want to finish watching it. I was just like, comedy or a nap, and my brain's like, fucking nap every time. Let's go. I have blankets all over my house. Just they're all folded nicely, but they're all just saying, sleep with me, sleep with me. And how can I not?
I think that's a thing. Like, sometimes, no matter what you're doing, even if you like it, sometimes you're just down. You
Yeah,
just that's
it's pretty
it.
great, actually. It's awesome. I know why old people do it because it's really fun and it saves a lot of money. It's just you wake up like I didn't spend a fucking dime. Woo! I feel great. Now I can go have some lima beans. All right. You do when
um,
you're old. Eat your vegetables.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, beans, they're a lagoon.
Yeah, legumes are good. Remember when I used to sit around our apartment and eat legumes straight out of the plastic?
Yeah, like a
Great.
fruit. Yeah.
I don't like food. I don't like it, but if I have to eat it to fart, I'll do. I like farting more than I like eating.
Yeah.
So I'll eat legumes. Why not?
Um, how are you? How was your weekend? What'd you do?
I
Mm.
went to a hockey game. We'll just get that out of the way since every week I do something with my life. And then
Yeah.
last night I had a conversation with my parents about that. We were having It was really cool. Nothing funny. I mean, to me, it was one of those. It was a cool moment where we went through some picture albums and just kind of looked at our family as it was 30 years ago and
Mhm.
how fucking weird we are because all of our pictures is just two people and a skinny little prick stuck between them. That's us. When I was smaller, I was harder to find in pictures. Not so many vibrant T-shirts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Not so many bright T-shirts or fuzzy sweatshirts, or unicorn hats.
I was not the guy that I am today by any means. Oh, how I've grown. But yeah, we went through all that and we were talking about how like I was like, yeah, Alex likes to point out that I'm always fucking doing something. I'm like, I don't know if anyone else has figured this out, but I figured it out when I was like 9. The world's fucking boring. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little something, something every week. Something, just anything, any normal activity that won't get me arrested. Donkey basketball is still on the list, but I have to move back out to Oregon to see it. So I
Donkey
will be
Bass.
going.
Oh yeah, I guess.
It's in Madras. I've checked.
Yeah, well, that's a place where you don't ever want to go. So don't.
I've been, and I'm gonna go again. See, I've already done all the good shit in the nice big safe places. So now I got to go road
I've
tripping.
been to Madras countless, too many times, and it's a place that you could just drive through it, and then you'll be fine.
If they had put billboards up on the highway that said donkey basketball with a schedule and their opponents, people would stop. I would, and I'm not the only one. People just respond to good advertising. You know, you see it. Sure, there's a liquor store with a bunch of problems in front of it, but right above it, like 30 feet, you know, donkey basketball season. We got people coming in from Brooklyn to challenge these donkeys. I mean, people are going to stop. You're going to bring in dollars. You're going to bring in revenue. It's important, you know. Like your ad here. That's what we need. Donkey basketball. Madras should be known for donkey basketball. Everybody's got to have something.
I think that they're known for a lot of things, but surprisingly, donkey basketball is.
I'm trying to bring some positive
I know
sunshine to
you really are, but I'm trying to be like, dude, I live a half hour away from that shit little town. My most of my life.
I picture like
as jackass basketball can't really can't fucking
there had to be a lot going on for them to come up with that sport.
Is it a sport? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Fuck yeah, the donkeys think it is. They have jerseys on. Donkeys don't put on jerseys unless they know it's a sport. I've checked.
Okay,
I kind of, you're right. I kind of picture, like, you ever seen those little Instagram clips where someone like gets, let's just say you're getting out of your car in Madras and you just, you know, and then the music plays, "Dumb Ways to Die."
yeah. Just being in Madras is,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a great song, by the way. Whoever wrote that and recorded it, I hope you have a really good music career because I'll show up even just for that 30 seconds. It's so pretty. Dumb Ways to Die. It's beautiful. So
So
that's it. I went to a hockey game. I hung out with my parents yesterday. Just some midlife shit, you know, nothing
yeah.
too crazy. But I'm just saying, I tried to watch the Louis C.K. special. I really want to see him. It looks really. You still watch him, or
Oh yeah,
I didn't figure you. Yeah,
I've watched he has two specials that he put out since he has started working again.
yeah.
And they're both very, very good.
Oh, you've seen Sorry?
Yeah, I've seen Sorry and Sincerely Louis.
Did you watch them on YouTube or did you download them?
I listened to them
Oh,
on iTunes.
get the fuck out of Oh, could have done
So
that.
I did not watch. I haven't seen them, but I have consumed them through my ears.
Well, I'll have to do that.
Um,
It's on YouTube. The Sorry's on YouTube now. Like
get
the
the
whole.
picture somehow, or you just find it.
I just plugged in Louis C.K. Sorry, and 8 days ago, someone uploaded the full special.
Huh?
They'll call me lucky. But he on his website, he's selling all of his specials that haven't been published by anyone else for $25.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn. People really he's like, yeah, all you people going through the pandemic, now you know how I was living before the pandemic. Couldn't go
Yeah.
out of the house, had to wash my groceries because there was cum on them. Like fucking great. He's great. I don't give a shit. Like
Oh no, I mean, maybe we should, review them and talk about them. But
right.
yeah, I just not saying what he did isn't gross or wrong, but
Yeah.
I just there's different punishments for different crimes in the world, and I feel like he did something that isn't as bad as some people. And I think that he should, you know, he's always going to be branded as that, as people are always going to hate him. He's not going to be able to get work like he used to, but I still think he should be able to come back and do what he's doing on the level he's doing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with people pointing out what they believe that, you know, is wrong. That's part of, especially if you're in the spotlight. And it's just kind of a lot of people look at you, millions of fucking followers, I guess. And if you're doing fucked up shit, maybe you're condoning it. I don't know. So it's a valid point.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm not in the spotlight because I mean honestly, I tell all my fucked up shit trying to get into the spotlight. So once I was in the spotlight, I'd be boring as fuck. Like this guy
Right.
just buys bananas. Like the fucking paparazzi are following me. He just bought bananas and peanut butter, and he sits at home and watches shitty documentaries and plays power washing video games. This guy's fucking boring.
That is your life now, isn't it?
It is, and that's fucking whatever. You know, I mean, that's cool. But hey, speaking of,
Ah,
if we're, uh-oh, he dropped his drug. Um,
no, my desk is falling apart, I think.
with that, since we're on topic, really quick, I saw while I was getting ready for the show, aka taking a poop. I noticed that now what's this have you heard this riffraff about Jerry Seinfeld and how he admitted like in his 40s he was dating a 17-year-old that he met on a park bench? I haven't heard about this, and it just now it's out. Here we go. Jerry's, you know, Jerry's
He
batting down
admitted
the
it.
hatches.
He admitted it.
Well, yeah, his pictures with her. He says that they didn't get sexual until she was 18.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like people made fun of him for it, made songs about it and everything, you know. But
Mm.
we let it go because it was back, you know, 20 years ago when we let everything go. It's like, yeah, we got him. He's on, you know, Jerry screwed a 17-year-old probably, whatever. But now people are saying, should we go after him? Is what that's the question on the internet. Should we go after him? I'm like, who, me? We? I'm not me, we. I'm not a part of this shit. No, not signing up for anything. Go have a witch hunt. Have fun.
Uh, I don't know. I don't. If if I was being asked that question, and I guess we all are. So I don't know, and I think you would have to ask the person, her, the once 17-year-old lady on a bench. I think you would have to ask her.
That's fair, because she'd be the one, right? I mean, if she had a problem with it, right?
I you know, you would have to ask her, did they wait? Is this true? Is she real? Is the bench real? Is Jerry Seinfeld a robot? Is he a lizard? Is he a real person? Is he actually the bench and the girl? What is going on? These are questions I think that need to be answered. But the
Did you
simplest
get
question,
into the car and drink coffee? That's
yeah,
important.
what happened? Exactly.
It's good
But
stuff, Alec. This is it. This is what's out there. This is important
I
shit.
know it's riveting shit, and it's questions that need to be asked. I do think maybe find her and ask her, did they wait until she was 18? Was she groomed? Was she was it yeah, did he force himself? Was it just a casual thing? He happened to be a lot older, and but they had a connection. Was he creepy? What happened? Like, did you feel the same way? Do you still feel like it was a consensual thing,
Right.
or do you look back and be like, Jerry Seinfeld's a fucking creep? I think she's the one that needs to answer these questions, and she needs to say.
That's a pretty good response, my friend. Yeah, no, you're right. They don't ever talk about that shit. It's just
Yeah,
funny
like,
what the fuck. It's just funny, like it's like, oh cool, we're not going after anybody right now. It's like, oh wait, yes we are. We found something else.
yeah, we
It's like,
found
who
that.
are this we? What are you guys doing right now? I have to work. And when I'm not working, I'm not digging shit up. I don't care. I mean, if the person cares, right? You know, if she has a legitimate complaint, then we have something to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy what they, and these are like other comedians and shit talking about it. I'm like, what is going? I don't want to be a professional comedian if this is how it works. I saw Tony jerking off in a urinal once. Like, yeah, but you guys paid me to do it. You didn't talk about that part. Fuck.
I got booked to do it. You said show up at the venue. It happened to be the Honeywell. I just thought it was a weird name for a venue, and you're like, you're doing a tight 10 and a half. You're like, I only got a tight minute 20. That's all I got in me.
That's
You
right.
know, so you're like, well, it's been a while, a couple of days. I got backed up new shit, so.
Oh man, so yeah, I'm good. I'll happily keep doing what I'm doing for work. That's fine. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. It sounds rough. It just seems like, honestly, it seems like there's a hell of a rumor mill going on in show business.
Oh
And
yeah.
that rumor mill actually like clears out space for someone else to progress, like, oh well, Louis gone, so there's money on the table. Like, sorry man, you had your 5 minutes, you're out, next. Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to do that job. So how you been?
Oh, I've been good. I watched the new Chris Rock special. Now that we're talking,
Right on.
did you watch that?
I caught the first half hour, so I didn't finish it.
I'll just say this. It is really, really good, and the ending is great.
All
It's
right.
it's worth watching. He is one of the all-time greats, in my opinion, and this special kind of reminds you why. And he does something that's pretty cool. He did it basically one shot, one kill. Like, he didn't record a bunch of things and put it together. He did it live.
Yeah,
Like
Baltimore, right.
like he just recorded it and then put it out. Like, it was just like he even like he messed up in a part. People are giving him shit about it. But it was just because he just said fuck it and put it out and
Well,
did
he
it
didn't
live.
do a safety show. That's what a lot of people don't know is the comedians do safety shows. They do 2 shows when they record a special.
Oh yeah, some people no, a lot of people do 3, 4, 5 shows, wear all the same
Same
clothes,
clothes.
and they bring their own stage. Like, they own their own stage, and they bring it and they set it up. It's so they could have the same backdrop, same
Right,
stage,
right, right.
slice it all together, and it looks like they did it in the same night. You
Yeah,
know,
right. They
uh,
take, yeah. And
like the
he didn't do that for this one.
right. Like, I saw the comedian Bert Kreischer. I saw a video, and he's like, he has like a tour bus, a ginormous tour bus. He has like 3 or 4 semis that's like carrying his lighting, his stage, and his sound equipment. One comedian that really only needs a microphone has like 4 to 5 ginormous fucking vehicles. you know and so, like, I think that's one of the reasons why, is because when they're filming, that's like they do 3 or 4 or 5 whatever tapings so they could put them all together.
Right.
And Chris Rock didn't. He did it live. He just like recorded it, put it out. And a lot of people are giving him shit, but I think it's because he's just got big fucking balls. He's got big chops,
Yeah,
and he's able to do it.
I don't know. I mean, that's the that's how I like to, comedians like Chris Rock, like, he practiced all that material, but he probably said some things in that material that maybe he didn't say before. You know what I mean? That's how, I mean, when you do one show, you definitely come up with some shit that you didn't say before. And you could tell he's a stream of consciousness comic. Like, he is like pulling, so I think it's fucking awesome. What the hell? Why not? That should be the rule from here on out. One shot, one kill, assholes. You don't get it back up. All the
Yeah.
comedians, no, 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 no. Fuck that. Pull it from your head. No balls. Do it. No, no paper, no pen, no nothing. Get the fuck up there. We're all so good. Let's see what you got, butternuts. Fuck it. Roll the dice. A whole hour off the top of your dome. That's not what Chris Rock did, but still, it'd be funny if that was the rule. Like, you can't have any prepared material before a special. You do the special, then you prepare material based off your special. You should do a special with no material, and then at the end you do the special with all the material you generated. and then you sell those two. Like, here you go. This is when it looked like shit, and this is when it looked really good. There you go. That's art.
Yeah, and before and after picture.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It'd be fun. Something different. 7, yeah, 8, 5, 6, 7 safety shows. That's a little much, but you know, do what you want to do. That's fine. I mean, how many times if you the thing with that Burt guy, man, is like, you know, he's got a beautiful chest. That's all I gotta say. It's just that's the thing. It's like that's marketing. Like someone asked me about him recently. I was like, that's marketing. That's how you sell your brand. Like, why doesn't he wear a shirt? Because you're gonna remember him as the comedian who's not wearing a fucking shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he just he does his. It was his one of the reasons that it got him popular. He's a fat guy that goes on stage with no shirt on, and he's he's known as the machine. It's because he is. He drinks a lot. He eats everything. He goes on stage without a shirt on.
The machine. What?
No, yeah, he's called that. He has a special called The Machine, and that's what he has a story that's called The Machine, and he's like that's his nickname is The Machine. And yeah. But no, he put out a new special too, called Razzle Dazzle, and it's pretty good too. It's a good special. I like Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer's good in my opinion because he is a machine, and you're watching like a party train basically. Like him as a personality is like the inside of a party bus. It's just he's just always going doing he's just kind of crazy.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I've seen him do shit. I know, like with his family. Is his wife a comedian?
No.
Oh.
She has a podcast, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I think she has a podcast because she's married to a comedian, but I don't really know.
That's cool. Whatever. Yeah. Hope everybody's having fun out there. That's the whole fucking point. I don't give a shit if you're wearing a shirt, if you do 7 safety shows, do whatever the fuck you want. But the Chris Rock special, what I saw was really good. I just get fucking tired, so whatever. But he from what I saw, it reminded me very much of like Richard Pryor, that type of thing. Just telling it like it is. And he filmed it in fucking Baltimore because he knew the people in Baltimore would be into it. He didn't risk it. He went to a city where he knew they'd fucking turn out and they'd be into his material, some hard hitting shit. They wanted to hear the truth, and he gave it to them. A lot of his shows that he did in the Northeast. He did fucking Jersey and New York. Like that's where he's from anyways, New York. So
he's from New York, yeah.
That's where they want to hear this shit, is in the Northeast. Just like Stanhope said about no refunds. He'd love to be filming his fucking special down on the beach, but people don't want to hear that kind of shit on the beach. They're already happy. So it was a smart place to film it. And so far of what I've seen of it, it's just like, yeah, fucking A. I wondered to myself while watching it, I was like, can America handle this anymore? Like, And it's funny to me that they're busting his balls about anything to me is just fucking ridiculous. But that they're busting his balls about that and not the material that he went for. I'm like, I thought that people would give him a shit just for what he's saying, because he's saying it just like it's the 90s. He sounds just like his last special he hasn't done one in a long time that I can recall.
Oh, he did one in 2017, 2018.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but I didn't go in on that. That one didn't, that one didn't grab me. Mm-hmm. This is the first one that I've seen where I was like, yeah, this reminds me of old school Chris Rock. He's got a really nice way of putting shit too. Like the way he puts things together. I've always liked that. So I look forward to finishing. I'm glad you brought that up. So anybody watching this shit, if you're looking for a few comedy specials to check out, I'd like to think you've gotten a few fucking hints so far. So please feel free. So what else, man? You get up to anything crazy? Have a hamburger thrown at you?
I bought a chainsaw.
The fuck? I'm not coming over. Nope. What's up? You got to do your own landscaping now?
I guess you could say that.
Is everybody okay over there? You haven't had to explain why someone hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah, there's certain people who just haven't seen in a while.
No, don't fucking say that.
I'm just playing.
I don't have time to sit in a fucking courtroom, Alex. I really don't. I
No, I
like
mean,
the guy, but I would not live there. I just record with him.
no, I just bought like it's just like a it's just a little chainsaw, you know, just a little. I like toys. It's a toy basically. No, man,
It takes real gasoline.
no, yeah, there's just some things that need to be cut down here at the ranch, and God damn it.
I see you in Daisy Dukes, no shirt, and fucking old combat boots. Or maybe like those things you get from Cabela's that have the big handles on them, those boots, you know, like the mucking boots. That's it.
Um,
That's all you're wearing. Wood chips in your chest hair.
I'm glad that we have the same vision, because I got all those things you just described.
I
You know,
I know I've sent you a couple just because I saw you in them. I was like, I look whenever time I open up the Cabela's catalog, that's who I see. In
thank
every
you.
picture, it's Alex with that fishing pole, with that rifle, with that rack, that nice big deer rack. That's
Oh
Alex.
yeah, God damn
Yeah.
it, shit,
Hunting with
God damn.
Alex, my
Mm.
favorite show.
No, there's when it snowed a couple weeks ago, whatever, there a tree in our yard fell down, and when after it fell down the next day, I had to go chop the rest of it down, and I have like a couple like hand saws and an axe, and then I got it all down, and then I was like, shit, what am I gonna do with all this? Because it's like it's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of fucking tree. It's like
Yeah.
it was a rhododendron tree, which is a humongous fucking tree bush thing that has a
Flower
bunch of
bush, yeah.
flowers. And but it was like 6 foot, like 6 to 8 feet wide and like 10 to 12 feet tall. And I had to cut the rest of it down because we rent, so it's not like I got to do a bunch of stuff. But I had to cut it down because the snow was breaking the rest of it, and it was either going to fall and break our window, or fall and break our neighbor's window, or crush somebody when they're coming out of the house.
Right.
It almost all fell on the dog anyway. She didn't
Oh
even know
shit.
it. She came walking up the steps, and then right as she was coming out of its path, it fell. And she didn't even know. She was like, I'm just a dog. She had no idea. So I was like, I have to take care of it. It's already
Right.
happened. So I got it out, and now there's just kind of a stump with some, branches sticking up. So that's why I got it, is to take care of that all that business. But it's really cool.
Yeah. You having fun over there?
Yeah, I like toys, as you can see, and I just got a really dangerous toy. That's all. But well, I
There's not
grew
gonna
up.
be any trees in your whole yard by the end of the summer. You'd be like,
I know. Yeah.
whee!
they cut the house in half. Uh, well, I grew up like my chores were like growing up were like mowing the lawn, using the weed eater, cutting wood, and we'd use a chainsaw some of the time. So it was just part of growing up. And so yeah, and it's a little Ryobi, it's green. It's yeah, little battery operated little chainsaw toy. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's nice. So you were just trimming. Yeah, you weren't doing anything too fucking crazy.
No. I haven't used it yet. I will this weekend probably. And I got a Ninja Turtle toy, a new one. Check it out. Watch it. Watch this. Watch this. I don't know if he'll do it in my hand, but watch.
It's gonna poop.
Ah, fuck. But if you were here, you could see it on. It does a backflip. Pretty cool. Oh shit.
Uh, I better make sure I bring all my toys with me to Portland, or I'm never gonna get laid.
That's how you get laid here.
I've noticed. I fucking know. I remember I wore a Batman shirt. This is no joke. I wore a Batman shirt. It was a workout shirt, and I just wore it one day out. And this chick's like, "I fucking love Batman." I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, me too. Fucking big fan. Big fucking fan. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love purple hair too. Purple hair. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. You just got to be a big fat nerd here, and you know what I'm saying?
I am, but then I just, I think I'm just gonna get like hardcore into napping. That's it. What's he doing? He's fucking sleeping. That's it. He's just
Oh,
chilling out.
sleeping will get you laid too. People love sleepers.
I figured something I could probably do. I was walking by the treadmills the other day, and I saw there's this girl. There's a few women in there that I have a ton of respect for. Young girls that like they're in their 20s, but like they're tuned in, like they're really serious about being fit. So they're very well built. And this one girl, but honestly, she's sure as shit stronger than me and half the people in there. Really knows what the fuck she's doing. So one day I kind of like walked by the treadmill she's on, and I look at her hands, and I'm like, I just like did a double take, went and got the fucking cleaning shit, and came back by her again and realized she's knitting a fucking sweater. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's
She's,
awesome. Like of all
she's
things, she's got the fucking treadmill on full incline, and she's just got legs like a fucking like tree trunks, and she's just walking, she's just doing her thing, got massive headphones on her head, and she's just doing her thing, just cranking it out with those pens, just I'm like,
you know that it probably that doing something like that probably really helps because anytime I've ever tried to work out in my life, uh it I'm always looking at the clock. I'm like, all right, oh, I've been on here for so long, and I look, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I've been on here for like 3 minutes. It's like it probably helps kill the time and makes you realize, oh shit, I've been doing this for 45 minutes.
right. I think, oh yeah, if your brain isn't occupied, if you're thinking about what you're doing, especially like running or your heart rate's up, it's really exhausting shit. Yeah, to distract your mind is the best. It goes so much quicker. I see people who read, that kind of thing. I don't do anything but just run because it's hard. It's hard, and every minute I increase, I go up. Like I'm just punishing myself because I hate everything. So this is great. It's like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then the people next to me are like, I'm like, no, no, fuck me, fuck me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's me. I'm fucking. Don't worry about you.
Fuck
But
me.
I thought that was really fucking cool, man. I was like, right on. I was like, I'm a size medium. Just make me something pretty. I love those colors. Cool. Green and blue, my fave. Yeah, it's pretty
um
fucking far out, man. I'm glad to see people are having fun with things. So maybe I could get into knitting, something like that. Like maybe I can meet someone at a knitting class.
oh, you could.
I could. I don't want to, but I could.
Yeah, but why not? You're already halfway there. You go on the flower shows and cat expos.
Yeah, but I already have somebody with me when I'm doing that. Like, if I'm gonna meet someone new in a new place, I'd rather meet them in a fucking record store.
Yeah, well, Tony, I don't make the
I know,
rules.
Alex. I know. I got to start screwing dudes if I want to do that, and I just don't feel like it. But
Well,
you
hey,
know,
again, I don't make the rules. Sometimes you
I
gotta.
know you don't make the rules. I understand. I'm just trying to fudge them a little bit. That's all.
Oh, well, you get fudged. You could get fudged. It could happen.
Well, since I didn't have anything. Did you see or think of anything that would maybe unfortunate or unfortunate?
Just life. Um,
Yeah, well, comes and goes. I'd like to give a shout out to the people down in Florida who are officially fucked, as it seems that you have nothing but seaweed for a beach right now, and it's continuously coming in. I'm so sorry that the people of Florida have continuously gotten railroaded, but the last 3 years have been fucking brutal. You haven't heard about
so
this?
no, explain. I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
well, we have at least one person who watches the show who lives in Florida, but she's Central Florida, so in any case, probably not a big deal for her. But um, I've read many different articles about there's this giant glob of seaweed that sounds ridiculously huge, something about double the size of the United States. I don't, some horse shit, whatever. Giant fucking mass of seaweed headed towards the Florida coastline. And I reached out to a friend who lives down there who moved there to go surfing from Vermont. So clearly he's there for the water. And I was like, so have you been able to go to the beach? Can you see the sand? And he's like, dude, you can't even get near the beach. It's got fucking red tide, which I don't know a whole lot about red tide, but I think that's fucking like algae, not good for you to be in. Um, every time I just think about all these poor people that packed up their shit. They do it anyway. They've been doing it for so long, like no, from the north heading to the south. But the pandemic, people thought that was the move. Was let's all go to Florida right now, and it's going to be awesome. And nobody that moved there thinks like that now. They're all very sad and upset. At least I don't have to ask. I would be mad if I moved down there and all I got is people like that want to, have pythons everywhere, red algae, fucking seaweed, extreme temperatures, and then on top of it, rednecks. Shit. Oh no.
Yeah.
People that talk like this, and you better take me seriously. Like, no, I can't. I can't. No fucking way. So yeah, Florida's getting inundated with seaweed right now, and I just feel bad because this is when you want to be there. This is the end of their fun season before it turns into hot season. So these poor bastards that moved down there for the nice weather can't even see the fucking sand. It sucks.
So it's like a glob. It's like an iceberg of seaweed that's just floating in the ocean that's gonna come
Right.
and
Right. Yeah, like you already know about the big, like there's a big nasty glob of shit, like fishing gear and everything in the middle of the ocean somewhere from all the shit we've been dumping, and it's terrible. It's basically building a fucking barge in the middle of the ocean because of all that. That's one thing that's floating around in the ocean. And then somewhere, all this fucking seaweed got together and says, let's go to Florida. And it's just a massive amount. I've got different, and it's all bullshit, like twice the size of the American shoreline. Like, well, what size is that? I don't know what that means.
yeah.
But what gets me is it's like, what else is floating around in the ocean?
Oh, the ocean's so fucking big. It's like
I know, but like, just to be on it, like if you were a boat captain, like, yeah, watch out for all that shit over there, and there's
dude,
that shit over there.
you can't imagine the things you fucking see. You just
Doesn't
like
seem, no. I mean, I want to get back into janitorial work, just because that's where my heart is.
okay.
And I've been thinking about this a lot. I've laid it down. I did the corporate thing, to raise a kid. I made good money, and I want to go back to being broke and just disrespected, wearing a jumpsuit. But if I'm going to do it, I want to travel. And so, maybe I go ahead and I just grab me a mop and hop me aboard one of them cargo vessels. Maybe that's where I'll be.
There you go.
Maybe I'll just be the guy with the squeegee trying to keep the deck dry. Every time a wave comes, that's me out there, just trying to keep it dry. Doesn't need to be dry, but that's what they told me to do. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, maybe I'll find out for you is what I'm saying. Maybe the seas, maybe that's where I need to be. Maybe I need an eye patch, because people don't fuck with a guy with an eye patch. He's already been fucked with.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I uh I had a friend who worked on a like fishing boat in Alaska, and he came back early, and he was doing it for a couple of years, and he came back early one year and never did it again. And he said something like, and I'm not saying his name, so no one will know, but he said he came back early because he was getting like threatened by other people to being like thrown overboard, and that happens quite a bit, and you just never be found. It's
Well,
just
no, right. I
and
couldn't imagine, like, for a minute there, I was into that show Deadliest Catch when I was, whatever, just to get a sense of it. But I could see where those people get pissed off at each other. They're fucking exhausted.
mhm.
Right out of the gate. They're already, you're a fisherman, you're probably not the nicest person out there, probably not a great bedside manner, but you make a good living.
Yeah,
And then you get on a boat and you don't get any fucking sleep, and maybe, who knows, shit just goes sideways and your ass goes over. I'd be the guy to get thrown over like before the boat left the dock. Like, fuck him, he's out. He's like, what
yeah.
happened? Like, well, he drowned. Like,
That
out at the
totally-
sea? Like, no, here at the dock, he fucking drowned. He held a cinder block and went over.
well, I mean, that's the thing is like it's very very believable that someone just he fell out or a big wave hit the boat and there was one less person when the wave came back out.
Yeah, and
So
that water's cold as hell, man. I get cold just thinking about it. There's no way I could handle that shit. I'd have hypothermia just going to Alaska. On the plane, I'd be shivering. Like, "Ugh, fuck's wrong with you?" Be like, I know what's coming. No way, couldn't handle it. I have a lot of respect for people that do that kind of work. Not some shit I could do. I thought
mm.
I could for a minute. People, you could make a living doing that. And now they think about it, I think they just wanted me to die. They're like, "Oh, you should go up there. You should definitely go up there. I know a boat you can get on, actually."
Definitely die. I mean, go up there. Should definitely,
That's right. It's
definitely.
called the boat's called the Missing Man. It's perfect for you. Oh
Oh.
shit. So
Well,
before we run out of time, you want to go over the movie film?
yeah, I was just talking. I was just thinking about speaking of missing man. Talk about Three from Hell.
Yeah. So just to little thing to say about we've realized doing soundtracks and or movie soundtracks and movies together is kind of a pain in the ass. Logistics, finding it, all that. So from here on out, if we suggest a movie and we review a movie, we're just going to review the movie and then we'll
Yeah.
talk about the music in the movie.
And if you want to suggest a movie and a soundtrack, just suggest the movie and not the soundtrack.
You know, yeah, we lessons learned, growing pains. Here we are.
Because it's just really hard to be like, this is the soundtrack, and then you can't really find it on any streaming services like this one. So we did try to do it. So sorry if you had trouble finding it. If you found, because what I could find of it, there was like one song missing, and some of the songs were live, not like,
Yeah.
studio recording. So it was kind of weird. So if you had trouble, sorry about that, and we're kind of gonna not do that anymore. But you can suggest a movie, and we'll watch the movie, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Make it a little easier, a little cleaner for everybody. So this time, I mean, we're just basically we're reviewing the movie, and whatever fucking songs we like, we'll point those out. But did you get? I take it you got to watch it this week.
Oh yeah, watch it twice, and it's
Nice.
cool because I've seen all of his other movies except for this one. So
Oh, really?
yeah. I never watched Three from Hell. So
Well, then I am legitimately intrigued. What did you think?
it was I liked it. It was a good movie. I liked, out of the three movies of that, I probably like this one the least.
Hmm.
It's a good movie. Um, he's Rob Zombie's really good at making movies. As far like he's good at a lot of things and in making movies. And one thing that he's really good at, he's good at making a good movie, a watchable movie, but still really like campy and kind of corny in a way. Like it's
Yeah.
still has like that cheese aspect. It's still cheesy, but it's still good and watchable.
Right.
Because you have to like you kind of like, for someone like who, like, I watched it with Callie, and she hasn't really seen a lot of his movies, and so I kind of had to remind her. I was like, no, it's on purpose. Like it's corny and kind of cheesy on purpose. It's like watching a superhero movie and being like, he's wearing a cape because it's a comic book. It's like there's a reason why in modern times there's a guy flying around with a cape and everyone else isn't wearing a cape. Like
Right.
it's cheesy and corny because it's supposed to be that way and it's supposed to be good. And that's kind of how his movies are, and I love it for that.
Well, I
Um,
feel that I'm going to agree with you. I feel that I felt like the genre that he's going for, at least with those three movies, was like 70s horror.
yeah.
And a lot of that is fucking cheesy. Horror is cheesy, and I mean, if it wasn't cheesy, it'd be downright fucking unwatchable. You'd be like, "This is
Yeah,
just scaring the
exactly.
living shit out of me." It's
Yeah,
not
it's
funny at
weird.
all. It's not even kind of. It's just fuck this. So, yeah, I would. That's it. I like how you pointed that out. Like, I've never even like thought about. I mean, yeah, you're right. They are cheese. Yeah.
But
He
I mean,
knows.
it's supposed to be, and I'm
Right. I
not
mean, yeah.
saying it that way. I'm saying,
There's nothing in there that I feel like he knows fucking horror. He knows
Mhm.
what he's trying to put out, and that's what he puts out. It's not an accident. He doesn't invent something like, oh yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, no, he knows exactly what the fuck he's going for. But you're right. I mean, yeah, it's fantasy. I mean, well, fucked up fantasy, but it's like not all realistic or anything. So yeah, it's definitely cheesy, but still, it's fucked up. Like to see him like the clown thing, like that shit, like that's cheesy. Like at the end, if he kills him, he's like, I hate clowns, and I'm like in my 40s. I'm like, that poor guy probably, he had a family. Like this sucks. Like he's a horrible clown. His life was already bad enough.
that's one thing in the movie that I had a question about, and maybe I missed it. I watched it twice, but maybe I missed it. Why was the clown there?
They ordered him, not the killers. It doesn't really match. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't really like quite fit, but they for some reason ordered a clown.
Because that's what I
The
think
four of
I
them.
missed that part because I was like, wait, did the clown go to the wrong house? I was like, all of a sudden there's a clown there, and I was like, wait, why is there a clown?
The
But
way I understood it is that for some reason they ordered a clown. Like, you're right. It doesn't. Like, I just brushed over that part. I was like, all right, there's a clown here now.
because Callie and I both looked at each other like, wait, did we miss something? Why is there a clown? Like, there's just a clown there? Like, and she's like, maybe the clown went to the wrong house on accident. I was like, okay, maybe, but that still didn't get brought up. It was still just like, there's a clown.
I mean, now that we're talking, now like, okay, yeah, yeah. But I mean, for me, like those movies feed into that part, like that. Like when I watch a horror movie, I do not watch them often, but when I watch them, I cheer. I'm like, got that motherfucker, yeah! Like that's just who I am. I'm the worst asshole to watch a horror movie with because I'm actually like squeezing my chair. Like there's that part of me that's like, yeah, let him ride the lightning, like I just like it when people get fucked up. There's always going to be that animal instinct in me. So these movies are good for that, and they're gnarly. Like what I like about all these movies, and this being to me, this is just it's just as gnarly. Like cutting people's faces off, like, but the humor in it to me is great. Like when just gonna point out a scene here when him and when Otis and the Wolfman or whatever one of his many names, um he gets a gun pulled on him by those two that are looking for him. And he's like, I was thinking that you could think about a nice big pair of juicy titties, like
Yeah.
like your sister wives' titties. Now, I mean, he's just, and I'm loving it. And the reason I'm loving it is because he's right. Psychologically, he is right. And then when Otis shows up and turns dude into his head into a fucking cherry pie, and he's like, yeah, he start talking about titties and people get all kinds of fucked up. He's just
Yeah.
like, he's right. He's fucking right. You start talking about pussy, you forget about all kinds or whatever the hell you were talking about. You're like, titties, what? And he got him. He blew his fucking head off. I was like, he really saved his own life. Just talking about titties. That's a good lesson for us to learn, people. If you're in a jam and you got someone pulling a gun out, just start talking about titties. Give me your money. You want me to give you money or a big, nice set of juicy titties?
It at least bewilders someone like, wait, what the fuck? What? And then,
Flabbergasted, right? You're like, why do I have a gun out? Why what the fuck? Sex? What? Why is my dick thinking right now? What's going on? So I thought that was that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I'm just gonna throw out my favorite scenes. That's one of my favorite scenes. The scene with the music, god damn it, Wild One, Susie Quattro, when they introduce that, so like that's a really good way to like for that scene to introduce Baby and all that. I thought that was really cool. I like the fade to where she's in the elevator and it's playing on the radio because first it's just the back, it's the music, it's all over, and then it's just like she's in there like in the elevator going up for her parole hearing, and you can hear it in the background. I'm like, would they really play that in a jail in the 70s? Like that would get me fired up and make me want to fuck some of the guards up too. But just a cool, I love he loves music. Obviously, he's a fucking musician and he loves horror movies. So what's neat about these movies is he jams them together. And he
right.
picks like his matchups are, it's like cheese and chocolate. You're like, where the fuck did you come up with that? Like he grabs this song and puts it in there and you're like, really? Like, yeah, that fucking works, man. That really works. That's awesome. And then he pulls out like these hillbilly songs, like he loves like what's that one where they talk about being in love? Be sure it's true when you say I love you. That's when they're tuning everyone up. That's when they're murdering everyone in the house.
Yeah.
While that's playing, he puts that on a record. I'm like, this is fucked up. I want to hang out with Rob, man. I'll be his janitor. You need your pool cleaned, Rob? I'm coming, dude. I don't even want money. Just tell me some stories. Fuck. He smoked crack with Rick James. Who would not want to hang out with this fucking guy? He makes movies and, and does music. It's awesome.
I wouldn't. I'd smoke crack.
I wouldn't.
I would. I mean, I don't want to smoke crack, and I don't think I'd like it. But just to like, just to be like, dude, I smoked crack with Rob Zombie and Rick James. Rick James is dead. So
I still did it. Now you know how cool I am.
um
But his matchups with scenes and music. I mean, and I'll just point out, of course, my favorite scene in the whole movie, and I studied this really close so I could talk about it, is the scene with Anagata Devita, the really long extended version that I didn't know existed until this movie came out, mind you. Um, when she when she tears up a few people with the bow and arrow.
mm-hmm.
So I like the so in that scene, she's standing up and she gets the first guy, right? Fucks him up, sends one through his chin. And then the second one, she's still standing up there waiting for the next dude to come hunt her down in the room. And that's when the music cranks up. And that's one of my favorite scenes because all of a sudden you forget that that song's been playing on this record in the background the whole time. All of a sudden it's just she's got the bow and arrows like right there, and then bah, 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 she sends the arrow and shit goes crazy. He gets shot in the face 17 times by his own gun, and it just goes nuts for like 3 minutes. And I'm just like running around the house like, yeah, like this is fantastic. Like that was really good. I love shit like that. Like it's just like, where did you get Anagata Devita and your wife, aka baby, standing up there with a bow and arrow? What are you doing? Is this what crack does? This is amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe.
Maybe
You
we
know,
need to.
you know what? Like since you used an analogy earlier about like chocolate and cheese, it is like that. It's like a he matches like scenes and movies and music together like a sweet and savory kind of thing.
It's crazy. He's
You
got a
know,
talent.
like there's like a nice, beautiful song playing while people are getting murdered and shit like that.
Right.
It's like a sweet and savory kind of thing, you know? It's like chocolate
It's fucking.
pretzels.
It's
It's
like
like
he's fucking with you. He's like, "Don't you like this song?" Like, I do like this song. Like, well, watch this. Yeah. Like, whoa! You ruined the song, Rob. Like, no, you'll still listen to it. You'll just think about murder when you do.
yeah, exactly. That's fine. It's all right to think about murder. Um,
It's fucking great.
I uh I liked the movie. I did. I'll like I said, I think it's the out of the three, it's my least favorite, but I do like it. I think I'll give it a I'd give it a 7.5 as
Cool.
far as 1 out of 10. It's a good movie. It is funny, it's campy, it's cheesy, it's corny, it's bloody. Um I like the part when Baby meets the guy like at the vending
I
machine.
knew you were gonna. Why did I fucking know you were gonna say that? Why? Because when you were saying campy and cheesy, like that scene sticks out at me.
Oh yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
sombrero and the fake mustache and like having a soda party. I'm like, just murder this fucking guy. Like,
yeah, and the guy felt creeped out, but still at the same time, his dick talking to him. You know, he's just like,
the
oh,
love. He's like the
exactly.
love party. Now that you say cheesy, like all this shit's popping into my head. I'm like, oh yeah, the whole fucking movie's cheesy.
Yeah. Well, it's it's like a spaghetti western, but like spaghetti horror movie. You know, it's supposed to. It's like what Quentin Tarantino does too. It's it's a style. It's supposed to be that way. You know.
Right, but they own it and they make it. They do the best with it, and it's
I
fucking great.
guess
There's a line that she says right after she kills that guy. And she tuned, and I paid attention specifically to, like, she really fucked him up. Like I didn't look like I've seen the movie 4 or 5 times, but this time I kind of like looked at each scene a little bit more in depth and noticed like how fuck she really fucked this guy up, like carved him up real nice.
yeah. She carved something into his head. What was it? I forgot. She carved like a.
I can't. That's a fucking trivia question right there. And she carved a lot of. I thought she had carved a few things into him because it said baby or
Yeah, like it was like a
party or
it was a sentence and that was carved into his head.
right.
And it was something that like they were talking about before. But
I don't know if it was soda party or what it was, but it was something tacky like that that she carved into his head.
what I liked about that scene was it was like her when she got back to the room, her brothers were like, you know, like the Wolfman and Otis or whatever were like kind of giving him shit, like giving her shit, like she's like, sorry, you know, it was like kind of like I got a sweet tooth. I ate chocolate before bed. She was just like, yeah, I want to help myself. I killed him.
Well, what's funny is that as they're rushing out of the room, he's like, Otis is like 10 fucking minutes, and she's like, that's all I need.
Yeah, that's
I was
all
like,
I
yes.
need.
I
Yeah.
love that shit. And what I like about this movie in particular, I felt this more this time than in any of the other of all three. I felt this the most sympathy for them. I
Mm.
felt I do. It's weird. Like at the end of the movie, when they're and I mean, maybe as you get older, you really take things in, and that's why older people don't really watch a shitload of horror. Like that goes away. The longer you live, the more fucked up you think it is. You don't want that shit in your head before you go to bed, whatever your excuse is. Um, but at the end of the movie, they burn that guy alive,
Mhm.
right? And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, like, psychologically, they nailed it because they're all standing there, and they're like, "What are you waiting on?" He's like, "I'm just waiting for him to break.
Yeah.
It's something in the eyes that goes." And if you take them out of the equation for a minute and just listen to what they're saying, but focus on how that guy must be fucking feeling. Because that's what I did. I don't know why, but that's what I did. I imagine me being that guy.
Mhm.
And I was like, I like to do that. I like to imagine I'm the one either fucking people up or getting fucked up.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm in this casket. And I'm just like, if that's me, I'm laying there and you know you're fucked. And these three are making jokes about it because they've killed so many fucking people. And especially Otis. He's just sitting there. He's like, I'm just waiting to break. You know, like, it's just like he's like, I've seen so many people die. I just want to see this motherfucker. Like, I want to see him do
Mhm.
that. You know, that's how fucked up I am. I've been killing so many people. This is my favorite part right here. And so they do, you know, and then he does, he cracks. Like you see, he has an emotional breakdown. He realizes he's fucked. And and so they soak him in gas, the whole thing, you know, like you even see the beads of gas hit his clothes. Like it just like it's really for me. I'm like, wow, this is this is fucking legit. Like, they're gonna cook this guy. And they cook him and he's freaking out. And I read a horrible book one time, a horrible story, rather, great book, horrible story about some kids who burned a girl alive and she died of smoke inhalation. And so as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about that. Granted, they didn't say that, but I'm thinking it. So I'm like, this guy probably he's gonna die of smoke inhalation. That's how you usually die when you die from being burned alive. So I'm thinking about all this. I'm thinking, this is fucking horrible, right? Like I feel like shit right now. And then 2 seconds later, they pan off of him, and it's the three of them. And I'm like, wait a minute, this movie isn't about that fucking guy. It's about these three, and they're fine. Woohoo! Happy ending. And I was
No,
like,
it's
wow, nice job, man. You made me feel sympathy for this fucking guy. And now I
mhm.
don't. The whole movie was really about them and how fucked up they are, and it makes you feel sympathy for them. At least I do. I'm like, oh, don't fuck with those serial killers. They're nice people. You
Yeah,
know?
no, it's about them and they're, you know, it's what like a lot of people do in movies now. It's like the bad people, the bad guys. The bad guy is like, you know, it's like
Sympathy for the devil type shit.
you know, in like Batman, my favorite people are always the villains. They're always the
Oh,
coolest.
Joker was the best. Yeah.
Yeah, like Batman is Batman. You see him all the time, but who's the like, you know, Penguin's fucking awesome and disgusting, you know. Joker's fucking out of his mind and all crazy like Bane sounds like a tiny idiot, but he's fucking humongous, you know.
Right.
Like um and that's why I think that's one of the reasons what's so cool about these movies is like you want to like you do like the three, you know, they're interesting.
Right.
There's a story with them.
Well, in the beginning of the movie, they're cheering them on. The whole thing's like, free the three, free
Yeah.
the three. It's like you keep. And now you said cheesy. I just can't stop. Everything I say, I'm like, yeah, that was cheesy too. I can't stop saying it. But no, it makes you have sympathy for them, and I thought that was great. At the end of the movie, you're like, don't you love this cast of characters? I'm like, I do. That was actually a happy ending. Thank you.
So, do you know the actor Will Forte?
Yes, yes, I do.
So, the guy that plays Otis reminds me of him. And
Really?
especially in this movie, I don't really know who the guy who plays Otis very well, but in this movie, he sounds like Will Forte to me. And Will Forte in that show, The Last Man on Earth, he has like longish hair and a beard, and it's kind of salt and pepper. and
Right.
it reminds me, like, I swear to God, if you were to like play both their voices at the same time and close your eyes, you wouldn't know who's who. He sounds like Will Forte to me so much, and looks a little bit like him. And I'm like, I can't. When I'm watching these movies, I've always been like, I can't get Will Forte out of my head. I'm like, that's Will Forte. But I just picture Will Forte being a fucking psychotic, and that makes me laugh.
I just picture. Oh fuck, that is funny. That must have been a fun time to watch the movie thinking like that. Oh
And
shit.
another thing that's kind of funny is after the movie, Callie and I just kept on calling each other motherfucker, because they say motherfucker in the movie. Like I was trying to count. I was like, I'm losing track. They say motherfucker, so hey motherfucker, hey
Yeah,
motherfucker.
he does.
So
It's
Callie and I were
I'm the
walking.
Midnight Wolfman, motherfucker.
Yeah. So Callie and I were walking around the house. Hey motherfucker. Hey motherfucker. Can you pass me that clock, please, motherfucker? Hey motherfucker. You want something? Sure, motherfucker.
That's the same thing I was saying to my cat. She just didn't get it.
Just not understand
Oh,
it.
it's fucking funny. I wanted to as far as so I thought fun fact that the guy who plays Otis' name is Bill Moseley. If I believe I got that right. He was the guy who played Chop Top in the original Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Stop time.
Mm-hmm. Which I
What's
didn't. Yeah, I don't watch the original Chainsaw Massacre movies, but he's in those. He's had a storied career with horror movies. He's I follow him on Instagram just because I don't know, I just follow him. And yeah, he's into that shit. He's been doing horror movies like 40 years. And the woman's face that he cuts off in the movie, in real life, that's his wife. She's also an actress. Mhm. That's pretty
sick?
cool. Oh, because yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the abyss, the internet. You just end up following people and learning weird shit. But I wanted to say about the let me see, Three from Hell soundtrack. Every time I've listened to a Rob Zombie soundtrack, I always find at least one song I didn't know that I like, and I would have to say it was wait, what's the one? Is it Faith to where I don't even know. Is it Faith to Arise from Terry Reid, where he says it feels good to be back home?
I don't know.
All right, well, whatever. The fucking lyrics aren't here. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, there is a Terry Reid song on there called Faith to Arise. Yeah.
Yeah. In any case, what I like about Rob Zombie is always pulled out music I haven't heard before, and then I listen to them. What I like about soundtracks in general is they usually find something I've never heard that takes me down a rabbit hole to listen to something new. So I found Terry Reid thanks to Rob Zombie. He has a few songs I don't mind. So it's pretty
Um,
cool.
I didn't really know about Terry Reid until um because we did a Rob Zombie movie before, didn't we? And
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. I think there is some Terry Reid music in the uh Devil's Rejects, House of
yeah,
a Thousand Corpses.
one
Whatever.
of
Like, fuck
one
it.
of,
We're not professionals. We're not going to start now. But
one of them, I don't fucking
listen, motherfucker.
listen, motherfucker.
I got a piece of
Motherfucker, I don't
skull in
fucking
my eye, motherfucker. I really want to just say this, just put motherfucker as the name of the show, but I mean, we
Why?
don't, we don't, yeah. Okay, motherfucker, there it is.
Um, what'd you rate it? 1 from 10.
I give it, honestly, I would give it an 8. Um, I think I'd give it, all three of the movies are an 8. Like a Devil's Rejects is maybe a 9, but in any case, this movie's an 8. I don't know. I don't know if I could put in like which one's better than the other one because I would have to agree with you if I had to say, but I just put all three together and say they're a cool fucking series. I'm glad he finished the story, and I'm really happy because fun fact, um, of course, Captain Spaulding is supposed to be in this movie.
Right.
This was supposed to be the three of them. This was supposed to be their ride into the sunset, and in real life,
Yeah, he had to go ruin it. He had to fucking go die.
right, he died. He was terminal, whatever. So they knew he was going, and they knew he wasn't going to be able to film the movie, but they did get one day of filming with him. And this shit happened right. Rob said it happened right before they were starting to film. He had already written the script, but he said he was able to make one quick change, throw in Midnight Wolfman to fill all that, and that was pretty much it. But I do like Spalding's scene, like because and the fact that he
Yeah.
dies, like that's a good tie-in. It's like, but I liked his scene when he's still. You could tell in real life as a person, he's on his way out. He doesn't look very well, um, but it did well in the movie. And in real life, that's what I wish I could fucking pull his name out of my mouth right now to give him credit. But the gentleman who plays Captain Spaulding, that's what he wanted. He was also an actor in horror movies his whole life. He just wanted a character that people could live on past him. And so he was very happy with the Captain Spaulding character. So
Right.
this is just shit that I read on the side, but I think that's pretty cool. A lot of us, not to be depressing, but we don't really leave a mark. Not on cinema, not on music, not on anything. We're making a stain on YouTube that you might find one day if you dig real deep. But, but most people. So I mean, even if it's just like, who was Grandpa? I'd be like, that's your fucking grandpa, Captain Spaulding, right there. Like that's the guy. Like no shit, that's him. You know. And as cheesy and as boring as we all are as humans, we would gladly run around and be like, my grandpa was Captain Spaulding. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
something that someone will use to try and get free macaroni and cheese at the grocery store. Like
I
whatever we
would.
got. I'm related to a guy who killed people in cinema. So anyway, I thought it was a really cool because I was been a fan of the movie since the first one came out. I knew he was going to make this movie before but he talked about it. I was all excited when he made the first one. So for me, it's nostalgia to see them close it out, to see the three of them walk away into the sunset. It was just like, right on, man. Yep, that's good old fashioned 70s cheesy fucking horror movies. Those are great. And they carve people up beautifully. So I thought it was great, but I'd give it an 8
Yeah. It's
as far as
good.
that goes.
Good movie. Solid movie. Yeah, I like it. Thanks for suggesting it.
Well, of course, man. Yeah, so real quick, like Alex said, from here on out, we'll just do movies, no soundtracks. So if you have a movie you want to recommend, please do. With that being said, let's
And
start.
and we'll always do music
Music,
and
of course, of course.
like
Yes,
of
thank
course.
you. Yep.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
time for the
Wheel.
wheel. And for those of you who participate, you may be interested to know that we've went ahead and made we didn't have any suggestions on the Instagram or anywhere on YouTube, so we went ahead and picked a movie that we both like and like to fucking quote and all that horse shit. So, in the number one spot, the movie Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Mhm. Fuck yeah, I love that movie. All right. In number two, we have the Talking Heads, their album 77, the deluxe version. Number three is Alex's spot. He always looks forward to that, having to come up with something on the fly. So hopefully it lands there. Number four is Aretha Franklin and Amazing Grace. Number five is Kaleo A.B. Number six is the Goo Goo Dolls, Chaos in Bloom. Number seven is my spot. I'll think of something. Number eight, Against Me, Searching for a Form of Clarity. Number nine is Green Druid at the Maw of Ruin. And number 10, David Bowie with Black Star.
All right. Let's you know what? Fuck it. Let's do Google Dolls. Let's get it over with, huh?
Let's see if you can make it happen. Will it, dude? Nope.
Two.
Talking Heads, 77. So if you're pulling this up on your socials, your music apps, it's the deluxe version. And the reason it's the deluxe version is there's a song only on the deluxe version called Sugar on My Tongue. One of my favorite. Personally, I think it's a hidden Talking Heads gem. That's just my opinion. So the deluxe.
What's the name of the album again?
It is is Talking Heads. It's 77, like the year. That's
77. 77 deluxe version.
It's a red fucking album cover. Red. Can't miss it. So yeah, we'll be listening to the Talking Heads this week. Hopefully you all will be too. Alex will tell you how to worship and subscribe to us, and thank you.
You could go to Instagram, Titfu69, and you could shoot us a message with any suggestions, an album and a band. And also, if you'd like to, like we were saying earlier, a movie, no soundtrack though, obviously. And then YouTube, go to our channel, obviously, and then you go to the most recent episode in the comment section. You can leave your suggestions. That being said, thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you soon.
Exactly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and goodbye.